Have you ever been caught in a sudden rainstorm on the trail? I have. They can seem to come out of nowhere, and this is especially common in the mountains. So in this video, I explain how I keep my gear dry. I also share why I no longer use a pack cover and what I do instead. This method that I'll share is an extremely effective and inexpensive way to keep vital gear dry while on the trail, especially when faced with a fast approaching and unexpected downpour. If you're new to the channel, I'm Jeff, and I create videos about backpacking topics and my own backpacking adventures. If you enjoy them, please subscribe to be notified each time I post a new one. An experience that comes to mind as I think back to some of the times that I've been caught in the rain on the trail occurred during one of my hikes of the Art Loeb Trail in Pisgah National Forest, North Carolina. It is a beautiful stretch of trail. There are almost a dozen peaks that the trail summits along its 30-mile journey. One of my favorite views is from the top of Pilot Mountain. On the particular hike I have in mind, the four of us just completed the 1,800-foot ascent to the top of Pilot Mountain. We were wiped out. Sadly, our enjoyment of the view was short-lived. We quickly discovered off in the distance a very ominous-looking storm approaching from the north. It was moving fast, so we had to make a quick descent in order to avoid getting soaked, or worse, electrocuted by lightning. Frantically, I pulled out my raincoat and pack cover, did my best to get my pack and myself protected. Then I made my way down. As it turns out, this particular storm was mostly hail and didn't pose much risk of soaking us. But it sticks in my mind as an example of how quickly conditions can change in the mountains. Things could have turned out much different with this storm. Sometimes there just isn't much time to protect yourself. This is why I had to find a better way to protect my gear from rain than using a pack cover. What is a pack cover? If you're not familiar with them, a pack cover is simply a bag, usually made of nylon or polyester, that has a shock cord to keep it fitted tightly to your pack. It is designed to protect your entire backpack from the elements. They're usually sold in various sizes. I have two of them, one for my 70-liter pack and one for my 48-liter pack. What's wrong with pack covers? The first problem I have with pack covers is that they are usually used only when they are needed. The reason for this is that they cover all of the access points on the pack, making it difficult to get at items in the pack. This is why hikers will leave them off most of the time, myself included. So, when there is an unexpected rain during a hike, the pack must be removed, the pack cover unfolded and installed, and the pack put on again. This is not ideal. The second problem with pack covers is that they don't cover a pack 100%. They leave the area between the shoulder straps and hip belt exposed. This is usually fine when the pack's being worn, but there is still the risk of water penetrating through this weak point. This is especially true when experiencing an extended rainfall. Both of these problems can be resolved with a simple and inexpensive solution. This is what you do. Place all of your moisture-sensitive gear in a waterproof bag inside the pack. This is sometimes called a pack liner. I have a large plastic bag that I use for my clothes, quilt, pillow, and other gear that must never get wet. I also have several small reusable ziplock bags that I use for my electronics and any other small gear that must stay dry. This method has the added advantage of protecting the waterproof membrane from branches and abrasive surfaces encountered along the trail, since the bags are enclosed within the pack. What can you use for the bags? For the large waterproof bag or pack liner, there are many options. Some include those made from Dyneema composite fabric or DCF, which are pretty pricey. Other options include trash compactor bags that seem to fit inside a pack pretty well, and what I use, a plastic bread proofing bag made for baking. I like the proofing bag since it is transparent. I can see everything inside. And it is very inexpensive. In fact, I can get a whole season of trips out of a single bag if I'm careful with it, and it costs just about $1. For the smaller Ziploc bags, I have started using reusable odor-proof bags that are sold in many different sizes. These work great to keep gear organized and totally dry. What additional steps are required? If you choose to use a waterproof pack liner, there's an extra step required when packing before a trip. You must decide what gear you'll put in the waterproof bag and what gear can get wet. Gear such as your sleep system, clothing, and electronics should go inside the waterproof bags. Your tent, water filtration gear, rain gear can tolerate getting wet. Of course, you can probably work it out that you can put everything inside the waterproof bags. However, keep in mind that some gear, such as your tent, might need to be packed while wet. You might have an overnight rainstorm or heavy dew in the morning. You would not want to put a wet tent next to your down quilt and your nice dry change of clothes. Well, I hope you found these tips helpful. By utilizing a few inexpensive waterproof bags stored inside your pack and a little advanced planning, you can keep your moisture-sensitive gear completely dry during even the worst of rainstorms. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching.